Hello everyone, welcome to a new video for Bitcoin price prediction based on Elliott Wave analysis. We're gonna see, of course, a Bitcoin within the daily as usual from the all-time history. Well, not really all-time history, but of course from a very macro level where we have finished our bull run. Wave 1 ABC might still be unfolding over there for a 1.618 68k, of course, for a Bitcoin. Now, we are, of course, observing the price, what is doing there regarding the channeling. Of course, with the price exited the channel, meaning, of course, very likely that we finished the wave 1 there. Higher possibility is that we are in ABC, especially, of course, exiting the base channel in the yellow. Giving us, of course, a potential for a new channeling here for this 1, 2, 3, where the wave 3 exited the red base channel, of course, for this impulse. And then with the wave 4 start to range again inside the base channel. What you would like to see normally is that the wave 4 range to the middle line of the base channel and then exit toward the acceleration channel again. But this did not happen. We saw, of course, the price pushing, of course, for higher, exiting the base channel, and even here getting almost the high. And then we start to see, of course, today some red, which of course actually we start to see it from yesterday, which it has of course raised a red flag for us. And we might still be, of course, in a correction here. Don't forget, this has ended up right now as a 3 wave. And in case we push for lower and we get invalidation for the 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 here, well, we gotta be careful with it. It might be a deeper wave forward. That's fine. That's totally fine. And we might, of course, continue toward the upside. We're gonna see it on the lower time frame. But of course, we gotta be careful. It might still be a finished correction here, and we continue the drop toward the downside. However, of course, the first thing I would like to see is the reaction on the base channel here, because anyway, exiting the base channel in this way is also a green flag, and this, of course, was our green flag there, where we saw, of course, higher prices. However, I still doubt that this is a wave 4. That because, of course, if we are in a wave 4, you are in double 1, 2. This is your wave 3 there. And, of course, your wave 4 is a very, very long wave in time based on alternation for wave 2, reducing the possibility but not eliminating it. Okay, so it's not a rule, it's a guideline here. Now, the thing is that I would like, of course, to show this potential labeling for a wave C here in an expanding flat, potentially unfolding in case we are in 1, 2, 3 unfinished yet, right? So the wave 3 is yet unfinished because, of course, you are here in double 1, 2 internally for wave 3. Yeah, so the wave 3 is still unfolding. 4 and a 5, 4 and a 5 to finish there, and then big for 5 to finish 1.618, of course, taken from the wave A based on the wave B to give us, of course, the 1.618 as a target in confluence with the minimum requirement for a wave 2, 0.38, taken as a retracement from our wave 1 here. Wave 2, of course, minimum retracement required is 0.38 fib level, plus in confluence with a very, very strong hold area technically here, of course, within the price, where I'm expecting, of course, a rebound from there for Bitcoin, of course, towards a new bull run, meaning between 67 and 68k, Bitcoin might, of course, dive deeper and then push for higher for 200k and above for a new bull run. So this possibility as a diagonal can unfold, but we still need, of course, higher prices. It still can be unfolding. Now, of course, wave 2, by the way, as diagonal can be even from this potential scenario. You already got an ABC there. It's but you still need one more high potentially, and preferably, of course, to invalidate anything impulsive. And that means, of course, you might be already right now in a potential 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. That is also very, very likely to happen, by the way. So currently, because we took the high very slightly and we finished a perfect zigzag, but the final wave C still need to confirm a one more high to finish a nice impulse there. If we don't finish an impulse, well, it will be, of course, lower possibility, guys. Yeah, so for something as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then it goes back higher possibility in double 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4 and a 5, then big 4 and a 5, which is the previous scenario here. The final scenario is, of course, if we continue bullish here, we invalidate this impulse toward the downside. This scenario is bullish, but we need to decisively push above the 99K700. Meaning, if we keep pushing higher and higher here, okay, then it's a green flag definitely, and we might be looking from there, from that point here at 1.618, taken from the 1, 2, 3. If we reach a wave 3 here, and we get a correction, well, okay, it's a green flag, we push for higher, and then we're looking for a new all-time high, right? So this scenario is still very far right now. Of course, we have to deal with the red candles today that we are facing since yesterday night. However, on the lower time frame, if we go to inside it, we can see, of course, that the high here has been taken, okay? So this wick has took the high there. So just let me show you exactly. Here we go. So you see, we have passed the high. That means, of course, we registered something as at least corrective here, taking the high, meaning ABC or WX and a Y. And that means, of course, if we are in a WX and a Y here, we got to be careful, of course, because it can be a 3 waves. Turning this into an A, B, and a C, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 finished ending diagonal for a wave W, meaning ABC. And then you have an X, and this is your wave Y in 3 waves. So that means, of course, this is very likely it is a wave 4 there, and then we push for lower. Now, if we are still bullish there, and we are, of course, here in a WX and a Y, A, B, C, D, and an E, the wave Y is a triangle, we push in a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. This exactly was yesterday my invalidation of a bullish $90K $970. Invalidation of bullish, but still not taken, but we gotta be careful. Internally, on the 2-hour chart, this is very important. Now, yesterday we made a zigzag and we got invalidation, right? We got invalidation if in case we were in 1, 2, 3, wave 4 is not allowed, of course, to reach the high again, turning this into a zigzag. Now, does it eliminate anything bearish? Of course not. It eliminates, of course, the impulse, something really massively. But what it brings more, in case we see lower prices after it, as we see today, we woke up on red again, and that is a red flag as well. That because, of course, if we are diving deeper again in a zigzag and we're gonna take the low plus the invalidation, well, this is, of course, very likely a leading diagonal 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 unfolding there. Okay, if this is a leading diagonal, meaning, okay, we're bearish again. It's a motive wave downward. It's a huge one, ABC at least, and that means, of course, we drop down at least ABC, right? Which it might bring us to there, but of course, very likely as well, a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 to unfold, right? For lower prices in a wave 4 and a 5, 4, and a 5, as we saw on the daily. Now, very essential as well to mark, if this is an impulse here, again, 1, 2 here on 15-minute chart, it's a little bit hard to call it. And why? Because, of course, if you are in a 1, 2 here, and you are in another 1, 2, if this is your wave 3, 4, and a 5, 4, and a 5, can be truncation here, okay? Only if we got a truncation, but I still doubt it, okay? And you cannot count this as a 1, 2, 3. Wave 3 is, of course, the shortest between 5 and 1. You cannot count any diagonal. You cannot count even, the only way to count it, as I mentioned, double 1, 2, wave 3, very short, and then 4 and a 5. But, of course, in this case, it makes it like wave 3 not shorter than wave 1, and that's why it becomes valid. But, yeah, how much the possibility is for this, right? And how much high it is. Then proceeding with something very, very red. And currently, if we test, of course, the wave 2, in case that we are in wave 2, let's say, of course, this is a wave 2 impulse. Yep, here we are. We are very, very close to the 886, and that means, of course, yeah, reducing even much more the possibility for something impulsive. And that means, of course, yeah, we might reach the 90K here, 972, and we might drop down, guys. Okay, so we gotta be careful with this scenario. We might, of course, see lower prices again. All right. Yep. So this is regarding Bitcoin, and we will see, of course, what's gonna happen. That was the daily. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments. See you in the next one. Bye bye.